and I can't say how grateful and how proud I am from my government to you, from my family to yours. I say thank you. Thank you so very much. I am the leader of this government, and I take responsibility and have accountability for these and all matters. Again, it will be for, it will be.
That's just a simple.
Well, Rachel, you can ask questions. You can ask questions in that way if you choose to.
Which department was responsible for the security contracts?
Those matters can be appropriately established by the judicial inquiry. To those in hotspot postcodes, those families are on the front line for all of us in the war against coronavirus. There's no other issues? Very good, thanks very much everyone. 9 public housing towers in those postcodes will be the subject of a complete lockdown, and I don't for a moment underestimate how challenging, how traumatic in some respects that will be. We can't simply let our frustration get the better of us, because there will be no vaccine in the weeks ahead, some argue even in the months ahead. I think a sense of complacency has crept into us as we let our frustrations get the better of us. If there's no other issues, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. I'm not going to chip a bloke for spending some time with his family. In terms of who goes to what footy match in other states, I've got much bigger things to worry about than that. Any other issues? Thanks very much, everyone. You know, whether you're in Broadmeadows or Brighton, stay at home means stay at home. And if walking your local streets is boring, well, being bored is much better than being in intensive care. You will no longer be able to leave home or go any further away from your home than a 5-kilometre radius. There's no need for people to be trying to stockpile months and months of food. You may not necessarily be able to get exactly the cut of meat that you want, but you will get what you need. That's why I've set up a proper inquiry to get those answers. We're all entitled to them. Well, Nick, the important thing was the reason for the inquiry is not for the avoidance of scrutiny. It is for absolute scrutiny. And I don't know that I could be any clearer. Well, Rachel, I think we've probably covered this ground, but I'm happy to go back over it again. Alex, I'm not going to conduct a judicial inquiry from this podium.
Well, discuss the conversation that you have with your ministers.
I've answered your question, Alex. I've answered your question, I think, multiple times now, and I've made my position clear. Oh, sorry, I probably didn't answer that when you asked me before. Rachel, the program has been ceased. There are no international flights coming to Melbourne.
I think that answers your question. The people responsible for this are still responsible for our entire response to the coronavirus crisis.
Intimate partners, who by virtue of the fact that they are intimate partners, their contact is of a different nature. But I can't quite believe I'm having to explain that. But I am, but I'm stopping there, because I don't think that serves any greater purpose than, anyway, fine.
G-rated question.
2020, it's full of surprises. What you're asking me, Samaya, is to ignore the fact that the very subject matter that you are asking me about is currently being actively considered by an independent process.
I'm asking you.
I'm not finding it.
Yesterday the Minister had your confidence, and today you say it's the right thing that she's resigned. What's changed?
Well, the Minister's tendered her resignation, James.
But you believe it's appropriate that she did so?
As I've said, guys, I don't know how many days it is now I've stood here, and I'll be here tomorrow and the next day, and as long as it takes, the best way to go, one at a time, and I'll answer them as best I can.
So why weren't you able to tell us that when we've been asking for months who was responsible for this program?
There's an inquiry, Rich, and it's not appropriate.
Set up. We were asking for months.
Samaya, with the greatest of respect, I do not propose to be providing interpretation on a statement that I neither had nothing to do with the writing of it.
Confidence in those people.
Well, Rachel,
another 6 weeks.
Rachel, if I want to be as respectful as I can, you've just put it to me that findings have been made. No findings have been made.
I said that
Yes, you
Councillor
did. You said
Sifting had recommended.
No, I'm
to
sorry,
Judge
Rachel.
Coates that
Rachel.
She fined.
Rachel, it is my practice to listen very carefully, and what you just put to me was that Judge Coates had told. She said nothing. I've got a job. Well, if you've asked me, I would have thought rather serious question, and if I might be allowed to answer the question, I'll then answer your next one. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I don't have the details in front of me. When I do, that'll be the day when I'm announcing that. Sorry?
My question is, have you asked for one?
No. It's not, well, I don't spend every day on the phone to national security agencies asking, what if questions. If they've got an issue, then I'd be confident they would raise it with us. And to my understanding, they haven't.
The Department of Foreign Affairs did offer a review on the Belt and Road Initiative.
Well, what's this got to do with the Belt and Road? Nothing.
It's just a question on
Nothing.
security.
So, therefore, nothing. Any other questions?
Yes.